RIP to the original Black Mamba, Roger Mayweather. We know Kobe Bryant passed away in January. Now we lost another Black Mamba. Way before he trained, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was training Layla Ali. He was a good fighter in his own right. Debuted in 1981, was the lineal super featherweight champion of the world. At one point, went from super featherweight, I think, all the way up to welterweight in his career. Fought guys like Pernell Whitaker. They infamous battle in the locker room. People that remember that. Fought Chavez. He fought Ray Boom Boom Mancini. He fought Costa Zoo. Fought a lot of dudes throughout his career. But let's talk a little bit about Roger Mayweather. It's not known exactly what was the extent of his injuries or why he died. I know he blamed boxing for damaging his brain. And, you know, Floyd Mayweather Jr. made a comment saying my uncle's in his 50s, but he, you know, his condition is like he is in his 80s, and he went missing a long time ago. His health kept deteriorating. It's one of the reasons why Jr. went back to Floyd Mayweather Sr. as well, too, at the end of his career. But Roger, you know, he had power, you know, and people who didn't know, he was the one that started mocking Mexicans and he came up with that idea that Floyd came up with when Floyd wore the sombrero versus Oscar De La Hoya to mock the Mexican audience. Roger was doing that way before Floyd. Obviously, Floyd Sr. career was derailed when he got shot in the leg. He went to jail. But Roger just kept extending throughout the boxing ranks and became world champion, I think, a couple of times. Like I see, he was lineal champion. But he most known, you know, amongst this generation is for, you know, training guys like Jesse Vargas, training guys like Floyd Jr., training Layla Ali, and infamous, you don't know shit about boxing, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, throughout the 24/7, and if you go to the Mayweather gym back in the day, he would quiz people on, you know, the facts about boxing, you know what I'm saying? And he right, most motherfuckers didn't know shit about boxing, you know? And he would quiz you in boxing. And Roger, was a boxing savant. You know, he's one of them old school, you know, cats that knew everything. He was like a Burt Sugar, you know, black Burt Sugar. He knew the history about boxing. A lot of guys out here claim to be boxing fans, even though they're more man fans. But they don't go back and teach themselves and go back and watch who was the greatest. You can't say, you know, this guy was the greatest and you never seen this guy fight. There was a lot of great fighters throughout in boxing. It's a lot of great fighters that just did amazing things. And, you know, you talking about the longest reigning heavyweight champion of the world and Joe Louis. A lot of dudes that did great things in their era. And Roger knew that. And I know it's a huge loss for them. I know it's, even if you expect somebody to pass away, it's still a shock when they actually pass away. So, you know, he had a son as well. Not sure how many kids he got. I know his son was on 24/7. I just was watching it. You didn't see Roger no more. You know, his health just deteriorated. He had, over 60 fights, I believe it was. And that's a lot of fights to have. You know, he took a lot of punishment through his career. He debuted in 81. His last fight was in 99. You know what I'm saying? So that's almost a dub in the sport. That's almost 20 years in the sport. You know, and this sport is tough on you. It's not just taking the punishments in the fight. The fight is easy. Any fighter will tell you that. If all they had to do was already come battle trained and just be in shape at the snap of the finger and they just fought, you're talking about the sparring. A lot of injuries happen in sparring, putting in the road work, wearing the ankle weights that destroy people's ankles, you know, running on concrete, the training, the draining the body, all that catches up with you. It's a very, very hard sport. Boxing ain't a sport you intended to be in for 20 years. Professional. Remember all the amateur fights? Some of my dudes that had 50, 100s, 300s, 400 amateur fights. It ain't designed for that. Boxing is designed for you to probably at minimum have a good 10-year run to get out. Put the paper up. Good 10-year run and be out. You know what I'm saying? You fight good 10 years, you make your money, you should be out. So, RIP, rest in power to the original Black Mamba, Roger Mayweather. He's passed away at 58 years old. According to TMZ, I linked that article in the description. Never forget him, man. Never forget. He has some great quotes. Never gonna stop using. You don't know shit about boxing. None of that. So my prayers go out to the Mayweather family, Floyd Sr., you know, all of them, man. And Floyd lost his baby mama as well, too. So it's been a tough year for him. Share the videos. 2020 suck. We all know that. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time we gone.